now just going to start pressing out the bushes for the camber arms in the Civic. So got some Nolithane ones here to replace it. So we'll see how this goes, eh? Got a socket on top. Yep, there we go. Just pressing it through basically. Done. So this is what was in there. So as you can tell, well, just a factory sort of a item, and just going to replace it with some Nolithane ones. So open those up shortly and yeah, clean up the arms and put them back in. Happy days.
It started. Yeah, just do the rest by the press now. Just enough to get it started.
Well team, I find myself out here tonight giving these camber arms a coat of paint. Reason being, a mate of mine conveniently pointed out that I hadn't painted them. So I thought, oh no, I can't have someone picking it apart because I haven't given them a paint job. So I've got them all masked up. Conveniently hanging off the rear of the Civic, which is handy. And yeah, I'm just going to give them a coat of the old metal cover. See how they come up. What do you reckon, Shirley? Okay,
We're going to do one side each.
yeah.
You're right on that side, or you want the other
Yeah,
side?
no, thank you.
I'll take the pen, please.
Alright. Oh, just put up the fuel injected tank. Easier said than done. Very straightforward to put in from a practicality perspective, but just a bit fiddly to get the filler neck hose on in place. And then obviously the straps and all that's pretty straightforward. You've got funny little bent bolts that pop into these little guides and then fastened up here. Just
Up here.
strap 1 and strap 2 over there. The filler neck and return liner over there. And normally there's like a what do you call it, like an emissions type pipe here that's been deleted on this case as it's not relevant. Yeah, and obviously fuel lines running in this track under here, so we've got the brake lines and the fuel lines combined, so 2 of each all the way back to the firewall. So once we've buttoned up under here, then it's just a matter of connecting the fuel lines on the top of the tank from underneath the back seat, which I'll show you shortly. Oh well, now let's go inside the car. So obviously back seat's up here, and this here is where you access where obviously your fuel pump and the likes would sit inside the tank. So pretty straightforward, just the 4 Phillips screws there. Just undo these, have a look what's going on underneath. And there we have it. So what have we got? Just got the little factory wiring plug here, which will go into this one, and then I'm going to have to do a custom one for the fuel pump, which goes into here. Now these are the fuel lines for the fuel injected tank, obviously, that we've run, which will feed onto there. So I'll get stuck into that now. Yeah, so what we've got here is obviously the feed line there. So I will undo this tape if I can find the end. Yep. Undo this. Undo it there. Oh, enough of it to wire up my car. So there's one that goes on to here. Should be able to get it on here, I think. Come on. No, slow down a minute. And then this one here. Holy, some tape on here. Oh, there we go. Goodness me. So we've got 2 washers on this bolt here. We've got one up the top there, and obviously one here. Now we want it to line up so that the fuel actually goes through the eye and the bolt there. So here's the other washer. Just make sure you have that when you actually go to seal this. So one on the bottom side and one on the top side. Pulling that down, not tighten that up as well, so it's got the little groove just here to sit into so it doesn't move. Tighten that on shortly, And there's the little factory wiring to this little sender here for your, I assume that's, actually don't know, but I assume that's just for your fuel level, see what you've actually got in the tank. And then this one here will be for the actual fuel pump wiring. So I think, actually let's have a quick look, I might have the clip. Yep, I do. So just see here, it's just a nice little 2-pin clip. So I actually took this out of an EG8 because I knew that there's a chance that this would happen. So basically that will clip in there like so, and I'll just have to run some wiring for these two here, so, and then we're good to go. But I'll do that another day because yep. But that's it, basically. It's the fuel tank installed now, so swapping over from carby to fuel injected. Oh boys, successful evening's antics. Got a couple of things squared away. So got the fuel injected tank mounted, hung back up underneath, which is a big win. So yeah, just those couple of strops there, and then obviously it's got like the filler neck tucked in behind here that connects to the top of the tank and a return. And then yeah, from the inside of the car, you just got your fuel feed line that, as you'd seen the earlier part of the vid, and then the fuel pump. Well, here's the fuel pump wiring that I am going to have to get creative with and just do an extension when I get to the loom, which is no biggie. And also put in the old camber arm after painting it in the rear here. So yeah, pretty pumped. We've got the fuel pump, the fuel injected tank and lines all set now. One side, with the exception of the tow arms, is squared away, and then I've just got to paint the other, underseal the other side, and then put in those trailing arms, and then the rear of the car is somewhat squared away from the underside. So yeah, that's a big win, and then I can sort of start to look at a few other things, and also put the mighty D15 on the pallet tonight. That's on its way down, sort of a 6-hour drive south of me for a guy there who's bought a Civic recently, and he's got basically a blown head gasket straight into a week or two after owning it. So pretty gutted, but yeah, that'll help him out and get him mobile again. So happy to help out there. And yeah, I think I've got a couple other things. Got the old clutch and pressure plate now, and just factory items, and the old Prelude calipers. So they are off a BB4 Prelude that have done 70,000 Ks. And yeah, so basically had those in the stock at the old man's place from the drag Civic. So I'm going to do the 282 conversion on the front of this one now. I was going to do 262, but yeah, well, hey, they're there, why not? It's kind of it's a good known upgrade. There's a range of discs you can get aftermarket drilled and slotted ones by various suppliers, and also sort of more of a stock kind of a disc, or Mini Cooper actually do one that's compatible. So I'll cross that bridge, and because I've got the 262 hubs and the likes on the SIR subframe, I can just basically bolt all that on. So yeah, huge one there. And another thing I found out, which I didn't know but I have read about, is the steering rack on the old, between the SIR and my one. Lock to lock, I think the SIR was 3.1 turns basically, and it's about 3.5 turns in my existing one. So I'll swap that over too. Doesn't sound like much, but that all makes a difference, especially around a track. You know, the less turns, the better. So happy days. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and sort of getting an update as to where we're at. Yeah, it might not look like much, but yeah, pretty pumped. That's quite a big step to sort of get to that point, because now we're sort of a big step away from the carby world. That's completely deleted from this chassis, so we can move on with the B series and get some limmy bashing. Just have some fun out there and see what comes of it. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support, and we'll catch you when we're looking at you. Take it easy.